Hey everybody, how you doing? Happy Aloha Friday. And welcome to the Abbacado Show. We have our usual suspects, our Cados here in the chat who have had to endure, literally endure, 40 minutes of me explaining what kind of a day I've had. But the beauty about this is we circle back to music. I circle back to this community to kind of bring me up, you know? At first, I was going to cuddle up under a ball somewhere, under a palm tree, and just, whine it out. And I just decided to come straight home, turn on the gear, and here we are. So we're going to celebrate with music. That's going to fill my head. It's going to take me away from my whatever it is I was talking about earlier. Yes, music to soothe the soul. Absolutely. So what we're going to do, I'm here obviously early. What we're going to do is we have a few donos in here. We're going to spin some cheesy wheel. Let me just take a refresher course here. Let's see what we got here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our usual. We're going to start off with some wheel of cheese. And so we'll do 2 cheesies. We're going to get right up to the donos. And then, I'm going to go as long as I can go. I'm trying to keep the demons away in here from being, intrusive of the kind of day that I've had today. But what I will tell you is if you didn't hear that rant, and you're watching this on YouTube, I'm healthy, I'm okay, except for my toe. I just smashed my toe up on the reef while surfing. So it might be getting a little infected, but that's fine. We'll get through it. So let's start ourselves off with some cheesy. First of all, I have SB is being a champion, and it's late night for her, and she's hanging out and being our mod. I think 1 a.m. might be in the house, and I think I saw Turnip too momentarily check in. So to my mods, thank you very much for coming in and hanging out, especially when I'm saying, I'm coming in, I'm not coming in, I'm coming in, I'm not coming in. Hence all the old man emotes that were flying through. So I want to say aloha to all of you. It's morning and probably still drunk. Good for you, SB. I'll take 2 of those. I love that. All right. So let's go ahead and set ourselves up for some wheel of cheese. These are not updated. Hey, see, God dang it. This is what happens when you update your Windows. And I'm so scared to death to change over to 11, for God's sakes. Hang on. I might have to refresh the wheel. Everything has to get refreshed. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, there it is. I thought for a second it was going to give us the full glitch. Hey, listen, I might pay that extra $30 to extend Windows 10 the extra year if that's what they're offering. This is not a time for me to update stuff anymore, especially when I have this new music job coming up. No way. Anyhow, so here we go. I'm going to refresh our list here. So give me a second. We're going to start off with our wheel of cheese. For those of you who know, you know. For those of you who are lurking in the background, you want to go ahead and add your name to the wheel of cheese. There's a form that's pinned to the top. Only rule that we have here is nothing over 7 minutes. It could be 7 minutes exactly, but not 7:01. Just saying. Because that's just kind of the consideration that we have so everybody can maybe get a good song in. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right, guys, let me populate our wheel with a new list here. There we go. If you see you see you. This is the new list. Are you guys ready? We're spinning the wheel of cheese. Let's go. All right. Who's up? Who's coming? Oh, yes, sir. It's our Cado philosopher. Cado philosopher. Aman, you won. Okay, let's see what Aman would like from us. Aman wants us to check out. Ooh, oh, you're kidding me. Guys, you got to hang on for this. Is a hell of a way to start this stream. I'm sharing today a visualization of one of my favorite piano pieces by one of my favorite composers, a virtuoso performance that doesn't put virtuosity first in its message. The precursor to the Impressionist movement, a direct inspiration to Ravel's famous composition, Jeu de Rue. I'm not going to say that. Zudo, Zedu. That one, thank you very much. This is the famous piano player Liszt. expressing the beauty of dancing water in musical form, inspired by his trip to the beautiful Villa d'Este in North Italy. During this later period of life, Liszt started experimenting with extended chords and dense, complex harmonies, often with dissonance as texture approach that was ahead of the curve for 1877. Hope this helps bring some soothing sense and peace and relaxation back to those muscles. Thank you so much, Aman. You are the pharmacist. You are the sonic pharmacist for our woes. Mahalo for the collective joys from all of our kados. Ho aloha. All right, guys. So this is pianist Franz Liszt. Fountains of the Villa d'Este. I'm sorry, that's how we go. You guys ready? Let's go. Oops, hang on for a second. I'm going to make sure I raise my volume all the way here. Okay, here we go. It has Claire de Lune vibes, yeah? hardcore hand position there. Aman, that was beautiful. I don't think I could have asked for a better track just to change the path of everything. I didn't say anything there because there was so much that I was involved in, not only listening to the piece in of itself as probably one of the more fluid, beautiful, tame pieces of music that comes from Liszt based on his skill set. But still very evident was his talents. I'm right now, I was imagining the hand positions, everything in the octaves that are happening. That one little area where I did chime in and say that is such a monster thing to do, is to be doing this with 2 fingers and the pinky and then splitting it all. I look at that and I just go I would love for 20 seconds to be able to play like that, which I'm nowhere near. If that's a 10, I'm a 0.5. That's just how I feel about it with my piano playing. What it's like to be able to have this left-right separation in, playing piano, where the left hand could be, handling this part of the arrangement, all that is so. I watched my father do it. I watched my uncle do it, my grandfather, my granduncle. I just never had the split hemisphere ability to do it. And the other thing about it, Aman, is, as you said in when you wrote it down, was this was somewhat influenced by water. Is that what you kind of mentioned in your message, influenced by water or something? And that's, if that's as I recall it, as I'm listening and even watching of that, it felt like water, like a fountain. I mean, I'm watching the display here, this visualization, and it was like little bits of, falling water down a waterfall, and and it was very ironic. When you got a little louder, the water got a little darker shades and stuff like that, and it. But such a beautiful, fluid piece of work, and it did have, like I said, it did remind me a little bit of the Clair de Lune kind of voicings, just a little bit. There's just a few instances there. What a great, great, great way to start us off. Thank you so much, Aman. That was just wonderful. And you guys know I needed that for sure. All right. One more wheel of cheese and then we'll hit the donos. And let me see what we got here. Let's continue on. Next up, thank you very much, Aman. Oh, we got a little more populated. Okay, you guys ready? Can you guys see you? What color you are? If you see you. So, are you guys ready? Let's spin. All right. Looks like it could be Asteroid Jason. Asteroid Jason. We've been landing on the A's so far on our streamer region. Okay, Asteroid wants us. Okay, looks like we're gonna be doing some game music. In the game, we are going to be listening to an OST from is Mass Effect 3. His message is, this is a combination of the piano theme that plays at the beginning and the end of Mass Effect 3. Very nice. We're staying in a piano theme, going from Liszt to this. Sorry, I just had to. Okay, guys, let's see what we got here. Let's go. Very emotional. The lower register of the piano and this tempo and this kind of playing will definitely pull for you if you need the heavy vibes. It's got kind of a large warm hall reverb to it with 0 delay. I love that little subtle pad back there. It's like they dragged the MIDI from the right hand over and just assigned it to that pad. And now it's expanding a little more, but. There's a heaviness and a longing emotionally in with this track. Obviously, it's a lot more emphasized right now with the horns and that string pad-esque arrangement. And a very important part of this too is that da 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 da. Kind of came and it went. Oh, that was it? Bruh, I was just getting into the track. I love that track. That was wonderful. And that whole tone of the piano, where it's played and over here, in the lower register below C until, about a minute into it. That's just that pattern and that speed is just kind of like melancholy, longing, not quite depressive, but just retrospective and heavy. And funny enough, we opened up with Liszt. We did this, but funny enough, the track that I released a couple days ago, remember, for those of you who heard it, how I opened it. I actually opened it with the melody on the left hand below C while I was holding a pattern with the higher hand, with the right hand. That same kind of technique and kind of giving you an essence of things to change, things are coming, but yet the heaviness of what I wanted to relay. And the same way with this track, the melody's down at the bottom, a little bit. So that was just a unique little unilateral kind of unison there between what we just heard, something I just recently produced and stuff. But yeah, that longing, heaviness, soulful, pulling kind of, excuse me, part of the game. Well, I'm sure it was said in here, and it's just slipping my mind because my mind's a little pre-oct or settling down. Was this theme, open-close theme music, or open-close cutscene music? So either way, let me know. But I loved it. I loved it. I'm really I'm really so nice and mellowed out compared to an hour ago. So, all right, guys, let's go. Oh, it is bookends. Okay, gotcha. All right. I can see that too. Okay, well, one last question about this. So is there anything in that, the leitmotif, is that in there? Is the theme one of the melodies that was played there? Because obviously I don't know the game. That would be kind of unique. I'm sure it would. If it's bookending, I'm sure there might be something like that in there. All right, guys, let's get on to our donos. Yo. Let me refresh the page. All right, give me a second. All right, so let's start it all up with Chaotic Old Boar. Are you with us, Chaotic Old Boar? How are you? Looks like we're going to do an indie band. It looks like it might even be a live performance. Twitch Bits Cheesy Boost. That should be like on some kind of a Lazy Susan platter. Can I please have the Twitch Bits Cheesy Boost? I had something else, but after the day you've had, I thought this would be more appropriate. Oh, Chaotic Old Boar, I'm sorry that my energy changed your playlist desires, but I'll lean into anything I can. So Chaotic Old Boar wants us to listen to the band Butterfingers, and the name of the song is I Love Work. Oh, shit. Here we go. Okay, give us a second to get in. Cleanse our palate. Sorry, but I'm not looking at the keyboard there.
This morning a little too early, a little too tired, a little too surly. Guess I got up on the wrong side of the bed when I should have stayed in it instead. But I gotta go to work cause I love it. Oh how I wanna tell the boss to shut it. No matter how much I want to crash, need abundance of funds when it comes to cash. I'll wash my face with a little bit of water to wake me up. Does it work? Yeah, sort of. Inspect the reflection, check my eyes, they're bloodshot. And that's no surprise.
Super groovy.
I wake up every day the same way, no matter what time I hit the hay. Fall asleep at like 7 o'clock and I wake up tired wearing dirty socks thinking I love work. I love work.
Shout out to the dishwasher.
Put my shoes on, strap them up. Put on my shorts, scratch my nut. Put on my shirt, get something to eat, and then I'm out the door and I'm into the street. Driving my car, still putting my clothes on when I realise I left the stove on. I'm gonna be late if I have to go home, but I got no choice, so I'll bust a U-bone. At the busiest intersection, really starting to wish that I'd slept in. Cause now a cop is pulling me over and I'm quite sure that I'm not quite sober. But he's happy just giving me a ticket. When he pisses off, I'm gonna flick it out the window and go to work quiet. Hope I don't get fired for being so tired. 1:45 when I'm supposed to start, but I'm looking at my watch and it's 1:15. Boss telling me to get off my ass, but it's against my religion to be working fast. So I said another company has made some offers. If you want
that a theremin?
I need a new office. He was fuming if I'm in at the mouth when I hear him running me of the stove in my house. Never went back to turn it off because I got sidetracked interacting with a cop. Telling my boss if I might burn my house and my stuff and the money that I've earned, thought it was a lie, wouldn't let me go home. So I quit my job to save everything I own. Bust him in the eye and I called him a jerk when it got me to thinking I love work. I love work. I love work. Jeez, I love work. Speeding home, I got pulled over again by the same cop saying, looked him in the eye, told him the truth, so he came to my house to check the proof. And there's the roof, fully ablaze. I guess I'm just having one of those days. I lost my job, my house burnt down, and I got 2 tickets from the same clown. All my memories are up in smoke.
That sounds just like my day.
Now I've got nothing left, and I can't even collect a counter check. Because for that, you need ID, and the Centrelink staff don't recognize me. Still have a hangover, my head hurts, but none of this would have happened if I didn't go to work.
Totally relatable. Some really nice bass work in here.
Now I wake up in the afternoon, hardly ever even leave my room. Unless I need to shit or piss or eat something, cause I don't wanna miss Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake. I don't wanna clean the mess that I make. I'm loud and proud to be a slob. It's all part and parcel of my new job. I can wake up with serious bad hair. I don't brush it, it just sits there. The man says how to get enough sleep and I hand my foreman every couple of weeks. Cause the government pays for me to stay home and I much prefer to be on my own. Got tired of being a clerk.
You're right, it is too clean to be a theremin. I mean, with that last move.
I love
like a pitch bend.
I love work. Jeez, I love work.
I'm telling you, the bass was going off. Yes, Chaotic Old Board. That was a perfect track for me. I was listening. I was obviously more, focused on the lyrics and stuff. I was pulling out all the little pearls that I was going. Yep, check that box. Yeah, that was my day today. Check that box. Yeah, that was my day. Check that box. Tracking of itself, I really kind of liked the fact, it was live everything except for the synth, right? The synth stuff that came in, but the drums and the bass, having that kind of small club vibe to it. And what I also enjoyed is I understood everything he was saying, even though it's in the texture of rap / slam poetry. There were some really great lyrics in there that did match today. So now I can understand why you sent this in, and I appreciate it. Sometimes some of the pressure of the day can lift off your shoulders when you can commiserate with others that are having a bad day or have had a bad day or something. You kind of feel like you're in company. So like today was this track was like, okay, all right, it's not just me. A lot of people are having a shit day, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyhow. That's what I'm saying. Okay, next up. Thank you so much for that, Chaotic Old Boy. I appreciate that. I really do. Okay, next up, refresh, is going to be Senor Rui. Where's Senor Rui? Hey, Backpack Chicken, how are you? There you are, Senor Rui. Let's see what Senor Rui wants for us today, as he's sharing with us. Ooh, we're going to hear some Hollow Knight. It's been a while since we've had some Hollow Knight in here. The timestamp is at 9:34 to 13. Okay, good. First, I really loved your Rain and Darkness. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's nice. I appreciate that. Truly, thank you for sharing that with us. I don't think I expressed that at the time. I don't have much to say about this song. It speaks for itself. Honestly, just listen and let the atmosphere of it wash over you. I put my request in for this early because I couldn't wait to share it. The Marrow is from one of the first levels, so thankfully I don't have to wait long to hear it. I can't wait to discover what other great songs await as I get further into the game. So we're going to be listening to a song called The Marrow from the video game Hollow Knight Silk Song. Is this, forgive me, I'm ignorant, I don't know, I don't keep up with this. Is this a newer version of Hollow Knight? Let me know. All right, let's check this out. This is called The Marrow. All right. Oh, it's a sequel, brand new. Wonderful. This is AAA game sounding for sure. Very longing, very morose. If you ever want to take it home, get the bassist to sing. There was some great harmonic dissonance that just happened back there. This is really super powerful. It is giving me a little bit of the Austin Wintory and the ambient kind of hybrid. Ethereal ambient pad work, choral voices with some sense of classical music vibes. Yeah, Skippy, I think it's deserved of that. Right here. What a great finish. What a great track. Now, I know that in of itself, it doesn't seem like there was a lot of motion in it, which is what makes it perfect for me. It makes it beautiful. Now, I don't know what the game is. I've seen it, but I haven't played it. I think right now the only one, the other one that I have played, I really enjoyed, but kind of fell off it because I got overloaded with games with Ori. I think you guys helped me with Ori. In this case, though, I remember everybody telling me, don't play this game, don't play this game, you're not ready, your skill set's not ready. Okay, maybe it is now, but what I'll say about the piece is obviously in the game somewhere, it's a very dark, heavy mission of sorts. Whatever this character is working through or working with or working against, the pull musically is to keep you in kind of a very heavy space, you know, with the music. So staying and hanging on these low tones, using things like the background or the very low bass choral voices that come in and out, that gives it kind of that macabre, kind of mass requiem midsection, you know, in a suite, in a piece or something like that. That is just really to pull the most darkest, cynical parts of your conscious and subconscious tone grid, if that's a good way to put it. So this has got to be just a wonderful dark section here of it, and that's probably the reason why you also asked us to listen to it, Senor Rui. So I take it Senor Rui, I'm sorry, did you say you started playing it already? Or were you listening to the soundtrack and this ended up being one of your faves? Either way, once again, proving to myself that this stream is coming at a perfect time today, I was able to drift into the moment. Yeah, you just started it this week? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah, that's right. You said good thing it's at the first level or something because you didn't have to go too far to get to it. Thank you so much, Senori. That was a great listen. It kind of, in a beautiful way, I wish this music would have played for me as my morning started. If you were in for that earlier rant that I had. Yeah, that would have been like the perfect, just extend it for 3 hours, that would have been like, so how's your day starting, Jeeves? Friday? God dang it. Frickin'. Thank you so much, Senor Rui. All right, next up. It just so, okay, Righteous? Righteous. Oh, yeah, that's how it's spelled. How are you, Righteous? I saw you bebopping in the chat. You're here, and you were doing your song right now. So, congratulations. You are here. So, happy weekend to you. My song request is Zella Day's Holocene. Holocene? Just, you know me. Featuring Way's Blood. I always enjoyed your impressions. Have a great day. Okay. And the secondary little part to the message there. Evening, Jeeves and the Cados. Submitting a track without commentary. Okay, here we go. So this is Zella Day, and the song is Holocene featuring Waze Blood. Sorry guys, you know I'm just gonna shred that shit to pieces. Let's go. Beautiful.
So what does your gender reveal? And I go on, and you go on.
A few beautiful changes before we got to what I think this is a hook. Beautiful. Great emphasis on vocal production, performance, and writing.
Burns like a fire.
Beautiful harmonies, yeah. Very full. It's got a Rickenbacker sound to that bass.
I miss San Francisco. My friend is in college there. She doesn't come back much.
Got the techniques of engineering vocals have changed so much.
And in Colorado, the sun has been beating down on the Marawa snowfall, scaring the people in town. I read on the freeway.
What a vibe, huh?
Do you go on? Do they go on? Time forgets no one. She isn't a liar. Time is a fire.
I love the bass line here. It was such a beautiful song. I mean, I got so many different levels of feels, from Frou Frou all the way to A Horse with No Name. What was the name of the band? America? I think that was the name of the band, right? And also had that very nice little You know, it's in 4/4. It had a 3/4 kind of vibe to it. You know, the little kind of a sway to it. Big emphasis on vocal production. I love the super little tight snare. That whole, you know, use of the drum. It was very, you know, it sounded like a very small snare, custom snare or something. Great sound of the bass. Had a Rickenbacker sound. There was a little bit of a bump in it at like 3K. I had to listen a few times going, that's really cool. Here's what I want to say about it though. The beautiful melody, great singing. And the other thing I said earlier was it took, like I was wondering how the song was being shaped and where's the hook? You know, I always look for myself. As I listen to songs, when you guys are asking me to listen to songs and stuff, I have a process in my mind where I'm going, okay, I try to identify, okay, this is an intro. Oh, they did a little 2-bar pre, and then this was a verse. And then, they went into a pre-chorus turnaround. And then, you know, so I try to figure out these sections. Oh, this must be the hook. And half the times I'm wrong, right? But the thing is what was lovely about this song is that there were about 3 different changes before the hook came in. And for myself, what I did, this is just a default setting, when I realized, okay, this is the fatter part of the arrangement, because they were all little hooks, these little sections. I said, okay, this one's got the fattest arrangements with vocals, you know, the lift. And then of course, you didn't notice it, but I turned and I looked at the time. I said, yeah, it's about right. It's about 1 minute, 12 seconds into it. It felt like, okay, here's that lift. You know, I always say in it to a minute to win it. What a beautiful song. Put me in such a great mood. The other thing I want to also kind of rinse on really quick is, so we're in that era now that when I listen to vocals, there is, you know, the new order in certain kind of recording vocals, where from mic techniques to side chain techniques to the use of plugins that'll automatically double your vocals, give it a stereo image sound to it, where the emphasis is, I come from old school days where, you know, the vocal track was a mono track. Unless, of course, you were a groundbreaker like Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne, I never found out the exact, I can't say I know for sure, but Ozzy Osbourne, actually, his engineer way back in the day, I think it's a setting that he always had that had like a flange to his voice. Did you guys ever notice that with Ozzy's? Even in the early days, there was a little odd flange to his voice. Always sounded slightly doubled. If that was his, you know, that was part of his sound. But in general, 99.5% of the rest of the vocals all the way through until recent times, the vocals in the middle, you know, and might have a little stuff. But now lately, in the last 5 years, they've been coming out with these plugins that really can take a mono, you know, a signal and then double it and spread it out, and, you know, and then you do all the other things in sidechain and stuff. I actually like it. I think it's beautiful. I think it has a place, you know, so that's what I also loved about this track too. So, yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad we were able to get your song in as well. So I really appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. Excuse me. My bad. Bad lungs. Ow, 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 ow. My toe. Sometimes it'll go through a throbby, you know if you know, right? Okay, next up, Ginger. How are you? What do we have here, Ginger? This is unique. What do we have? Do we have something of yours, perhaps? Is this what this is? For my submission today, I decided to share a mix I really like from my big-ass birthday bash DJ set. Is it your birthday? Hi, Ginger. Ignore the wrong song tag in the video saying that one of the songs is by Michael Jackson from the 18th to the 20th. My friend and I will be doing back-to-back DJ sets. Yes, by the way, don't forget to check out Ginger. He has his own DJ show here on Twitch. So look it up. I don't know what the name of the profile is, if it's Ginger or something else. But don't forget to check out his show. And he also shares stuff on Discord. So if you're not part of our Discord, great little community. I love, you know, celebrating people who are, you know, sharing their own music and stuff. So don't forget to just, oh, it's just Ginger? Okay, so Ginger, the Twitch name. I guess that's what it is. All right. All right, guys, let's check this out. This is Ginger's mix. The Ginger D&B live mix. All right. I'm feeling some kind of energetic. Let's go. And when you say mix, are you blending things together or choice of songs? I don't know what that means now as a DJ. Explain that to me. Oh, I see, Ginger. Oh, that's got to be really tricky, too, to do that kind of mixing. Oh, I love that dubstep thing right there. So when you do this, Ginger, does this become a derivative of existing works? Almost like doing a cover, but you're with your own flex on it? The 1 a.m.'s emote. I love that ambient ethereal pad in the back you got going on there. Love that. Sounds like a score if Tron was to meet Outer Wilds. Yeah, put a little solo in there. No, I love the cooked up bass. This is really fun stuff, man. I'm really digging it. My sonic propofol is always going to be ambient, ethereal vibes. Just puts you in that, like, eyes rolling in the back of your head. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Lassans. Yeah, Derpy, this is such drive music. I'm tripping right now.
There are monsters inside all of us.
This is badass. would also be a pretty sick track in any driving game. Yeah, don't you think? Also be a real sick track for a snippet in like a TikTok or a story. Digging this. I didn't know Michael Jackson did this. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, Wipeout would be a great one. Oh, what's audio surf? That sounds exciting. I'm gonna have to put that on my wish list. Yeah. A little flashy to my eyeballs. Ginger, is this the kind of music when you program your stream? And do you do it live? Is it you? Like we could see you and you're doing this, or is this all visuals and visualization on your show? Yeah, that must rattle your nuts loose in the car. You have those big speakers in your car. I want to make that clear. Yeah, you just remind me about that. What a great track. I was so into it. I really was. I think this is the first time where I listened to some D&B and then actually listened to the depth of it. I mean, this is your mix. This is your choices. These are some of your blends, obviously. But there was just something about it. I think maybe one of the things about doing what you do, too, is that you obviously have to choose a bass track. I'm not talking the bass as far as the instrument. A bass track of drums that are in a tempo or something, and then you're layering on top of it, and or everything that you're selecting is in the same tempo, but it didn't really seem like there was a lot of a shift in the drum sounds. Because, you know, if you're going in between, you know, different tracks or layering them, you know, you're going to have, if there's anything that's discernible, is going to be the drum tracks are going to sound different. Whereas the analog and the digi-synth stuff just sounds like it would be transitional. But I love that. I don't know anything about what it's like to be a DJ in your capacity. I got out of the world when it was still turntables and stuff, and I was nowhere near it when it came out with those little mini things, and people were doing that. I was still lining up the grids, you know, with the two things with one fader in between it and marking off all the albums back in the 80s, you know, so. But that was great. Hey, everybody, don't forget to visit Ginger. Go over there, check him out on his Twitch channel. Go follow, go sub, go like, go hang out. He likes to pop on and Ginger, where are you located in the planet? Are you also in Oyland? Somewhere like that, I believe. Okay, let me refresh the list and see what we got here. Wisconsin. Oh, that's the other Oyo. I don't know. Why did I think Australia? I had no idea. Wisconsin. Yay. Okay, let's continue on, my friends. Let's go with Lisa Wolf. Lisa Wolf. So my favorite band, Death by Stereo, is working on putting on a remastered re-release of their 2012 album, Black Sheep of the American Dream. And they dropped a couple of preview tracks, this being one of them. The other song they dropped for it, Harmonic Divisor, is also fantastic. Just be prepared for the normal, insanely complex progressive rhythms and guitar work these guys always bring at full force from the start to the end. Okay, well, this last track has got my neurons firing, so I'm sure now we're going to get some abstract syncopation when you say proggy. So let's do this, guys. This is from Lisa Wolf. Hello, Lisa. How are you? The name of the band, Death by Stereo. The name of the song is WTF is Going On Around Here. What the fuck is going on around here? Let's go. Whoops, sorry, jump scared you. This is badass. What a throaty, unique tone to the guitars.
Let's make them suck our dicks.
Great lyrics. This country's going to shit. Let's make them suck our dick. The engineering sounds great. You're right. The toms especially clean. So almost got like a shaved off black metal, death metal kind of guitar tone. Just high shelf scoop the high ends off. You guys notice how, for as gnarly as the guitar work is, how the tone is somewhat warm? If I had to put a color to it, it sounds brown. Yeah, this was a super badass track. Such a badass track. Yes, I heard some people pop off in the chat that it sounded a little bit of System of a Down with Surge. I think that comes in more in the hook. Does actually have a little bit of kind of a Mid-Eastern little thing to it melodically. I think from what I remember, because it's been a while since I've listened to some System of the Down, this seems to be just a little more darker and heavier in its tones, and obviously in its lyrics. I think I don't know. I know that Surge in of itself is an incredible lyricist and stuff, but this one had the full kick you in the balls kind of verbiage in there. Our country's going to shit and they should suck my dick or something like that. I don't know what it was. That's what it sounded like it said in there. So I'm starting to lean into the lyrics. I'm really trying to focus in on the lyrics a lot more lately while I listen to tracks like this. The guitar tones, what's unique about that is that it was very throaty. It wasn't really sizzly up on top, with the EQs. So it really felt like you were like right here. You were feeling all of it right here. I mean, the bottom end of it was kicking you in the balls, but the guitar tones was like really kind of strangling you. Had that. Well, that's why I said if I had to choose a color, it was kind of had that brown vibe to it, So, but yeah, Lisa, that's what I'm talking about. Banging up our journey here on Twitch with some serious Death by Stereo. Thank you so much, and I hope you're doing well. How have you been? How are you? Yeah, mid-heavy. That's exactly it, Actor. Slayer's also got that same vibe as well. This one though, just had very. I don't know if they were. I'm sure they were using humbuckers, but maybe they kicked it up into the neck pickup. It just sounded like it had a little, or they're rolling off their tones on their guitar a little bit. A little more sculpted mids, I believe. All right. Thank you so much, Liszt. So appreciate it. Love seeing you hanging out with us. All right, next up. Oh my goodness, Makuzia. Sorry, dude. How are you, Makuzia? I hope you're doing well. Let me see something. I gotta look at something really quick. Okay. So anyhow, how are you? Happy Aloha Friday. Oh, it's been one hell of a day for me. I'm sure you missed my opening 45 minutes of the stream. When I make it live on Twitch, it was a hell of a show. But let's go. Makuzia is in town with us. Bringing us one of my full stop favorite stop artist stop ever. Otto. We're going to be doing another Otto track, everybody, because Makuzia knows how to bring it and knows that that's like a big bite for me. It's just like every time I listen to a new Otto track, I'm like, what's she going to do this time? What's she going to do this time? What's she going to do this time? So this particular track, a theme song for a Japanese medical drama. That's all he put in there. And so it's Otto. It looks like it's live because it has the Otto cage. So this looks like it's going to be a live performance. And the name of the track from Otto we are going to be listening to right now on this Happy Aloha Friday stream on Twitch, the Abbacado Show, is called Kokoro to la na no fukakai. Fukakai. Kokoro to lo no fukakai. That's the name of the song. We're going to go with it. All right, Makuzia, let's go. I'm excited, very excited, always pumped to see what else she delivers. Because every time that I've listened to a track of hers, the essence and the power of who she is as an incredible singer is always present, but she always brings some kind of new dynamic that I haven't heard. Here we go.
君がまばたきをするほど ねえ恐ろしいと音さえこんなにもたやすく聞き分けて見せるのに
That little vibrato of hers.
時に
Yes.
病名を何としましょうか誰も知り得ない
I'm already getting chicken skin.
心なんてさ期待もしないよ
Look at that. That is badass.
寸分の狂いだってない正確に記録された時間ずくにそれ以上意味は
Love the piano work and support.
はずだもの上にどんな顔して笑おうと空手にかかれないことは信じるに値しないんだそれが全て芯を吐いてる芯を吐いてるそれだけ
Great little arrangements.
見えないものだ最適な治療法などどこにもない感情の判断はどうしたらいい思考の分別はどうしたらいい証明書もない不明のが得ない相手は勇気を積んで何も払うことだっていい
Right there, like stuff like that. How she goes in and out of her head, chest, throat voices, all in one line. Unbelievable.
静寂の遠き抱いたこと捨て私はいつまで忘れてるつもりだろう明日をつないだ指で取りこぼし
She has these beautiful little yodels. She cut little flecks of yodels she throws in there. Cool rhythm guitar work.
芯を吐いてる芯を吐いてる本当は乱暴に君が触れてくれたらポカリのぞく空白も埋められる
Ooh, that bass.
愛情は遠く燃えてしまう解剖できない手術代じゃ答えなんてさ言い返しないよ数式で一切を証明しない心という名前も深い
Great little soft backgrounds here.
素直になれる私のことを見抜いてよ
Absolutely inhuman. She's such a master of her breathing technique. That is just otherworldly. That is just absolutely mind-numbing. Every time Makuzia that we have Otto in the house, it's just automatically mind-numbing to me. One of the, I mean, how many times can I listen to this performer and find new ways to describe something unique? Two things happened to me, though, on this. There was one little area where I sensed just the slightest of a little glitch in her voice that made it so human to me. Like there was a crossover between two dynamics that she was singing. And I heard a little bit of a, not a tonal glitch or something, but there was a power glitch in That's nothing. It's like a backfire when you're going into triple turbo, and it worked. But just for me, the way I'm listening to her voice, what I wanted to really mention is what's really unique is that she's singing in her comfort zone. And where she's truly the master is she could do this whole song in a very soft voice like this, even get up into the, you know what I'm saying? So that would be your, a little bit into your chest, whispery, airy voice. But she can kind of kick on these different power dynamics. And, like we hear all the time with singers, right? They'll go ahead and they'll get a little hotter, a little harder. They can put out a little smoke in their voice. They fry up a little bit. But she does it within measures, not just sections. Sometimes we'll hear it, we'll sit there and say, hey, the vocalist really started smoking in the hook, right? That's when the power comes off and all the fiery, singed smokiness, rustic voice, kind of raw, part of it. She can go from like this little soft, airy voice into the most discursive, mind-numbing tone within a single breath. And to me, that's mind-numbing. Of course, I'm not a voice teacher. What little I do know about using your diaphragm in different areas where you can sing and project with your voice and breathing and stuff like that is enough to make me slightly dangerous when I make these kind of breakdowns. But there's no two ways about it. This song, once again, leveled up another way of me of listening to her in her capabilities. And then on top of that, she's probably doing 10, 12, 15 songs, if not more, at a show like this. How is that possible? It's unreal. And then finally, the last thing I want to say is about the musicians. There's no two ways about it. These have to be the top musicians whereas I guess Japan, right? Because what's going on here, I watch technique, and even though you don't really relish a lot on the musicians during the performance, these are some of the best musicians as well. So this is like that AAA level of musicianship along with it. Makuzia, thank you so much. Man, did I rant long on that? But it's so worth it. It is so worth it. I really wish, I wish I could get a hold of that charismatic singer lady. She's such an adorable young lady and stuff. I would love to sit with her and say, Dudette, you got to listen to this with me. Let me bring you something new. Come sit with me. You and I, let's just do one podcast, just you and I, just with one song. Let me turn you on to it, because I don't think she's ever done anything with Otto. Maybe she has, and I just haven't checked it out, but I just, I think that would be just epic. Don't you think if just the two of us just sat down and just podcasted and we did like this song, especially something from Otto, is what I'm saying. Well, I don't know if I'm Hector. I don't know if I'm anybody enough to do a tea time with. That's just me and my lack of confidence, but it would be pretty badass though. Plus one thing about her, I don't know if I think I mentioned this to you in the last stream or a couple streams ago. Somebody had kind of called her out about her being an opera singer, and she put up a performance she did about 9 years ago, like a 12-minute operatic piece. I forgot who the composer was. Whew, does she have a ridiculously epic voice? Mind-numbing. And it's all behind that cute little personality of hers too, She's amazing. Yeah, well, maybe I'll just try to send her a cold email and just say, hey, hi, this is me, and, love to share an artist with you, but maybe we should do it together. We do some tea time. Makuzia, thank you so much. That was just phenomenal. And I hope you have a lovely day. Yeah, I'll send it to our team. I'll figure out a way to figure it out. Maybe you guys can help me with an email address I can dig up on her or something. Okay, next up, let's roll on. Rolling, rawhide. Old Dong's Chotelet. Okay, wait, hang on for a second. I'm going to get this. Old Louis. Sorry, the last bit of the profile name is Louis. That's the best I can get out of it. But how are you? I hope you're still here. But I think it's Old Long Shot Louis. I think that's it. I'm sorry. There it is. I didn't know. Stop, Rotten Soundgarden. So feels like a pretty significant performance given the recent Jimmy Kimmel fiasco and a lot of shit going on in the world. Would definitely pay close attention. to the lyrics, imagery, etc. The music really isn't the focus. Hayley grew up in a rural Mississippi, in a Christian rural Mississippi, and has been very outspoken about things over the last few years. She's a huge supporter of black artists, which probably apparently given the Billie Holiday reference in the song. Ah, okay. Depressing song, but feels pretty necessary. So this is Hayley Williams, and the name of the song is True Believer. Let's go.
Performing True Believer from her new album, Ego Death, at a bachelorette party. Give it up for Hayley Williams.
Live as well.
Tourists stumble down Broadway, Cumberland keeps claiming bodies. All our best memories were bought and then turned into apartments. The club with all the hardcore shows, now just a grayscale dominoes. Churches overflow each Sunday, greedy Sunday morning.
Volume's a little low, people.
Act like God ain't watching. Kill the soul.
God, I love she has that string section there.
What lives on Southern Gotham? I'm the one who still loves your ghost. I reanimate your bones with my belief. I'm the one who still loves your ghost. I reanimate your bones 'cause I'm a true believer.
Love that last chord there that she floated over that major.
They put up chain link fences underneath the biggest bridges. They pose in Christmas cards with guns as big as all their children. They say that Jesus
Had to turn it up a little bit,
is
listen to what that
the
violin
way,
was
but
doing.
then they gave him a white face so they don't have to pray to someone they deem lesser than them. The South will not rise again till it's paid for every sin. Strange fruit, hard bargain. Till the roots Southern Gotham. I'm the one who still loves your ghost. I reanimate your bones with my belief. I'm the one who still loves your ghost.
I don't know why, but I'm getting this like
Reanimate your bones.
Stone Temple Pilots Lane vibe. She is crushing it. Nice dynamic shift right there. Ooh, I love that slipping in and out of the microtonal. Wow. I got full-on chicken skin on this. That was absolutely wonderful.
Goodness.
And she absolutely crushed it. Live performance, the musicians were all time. I love the string section. It's just mind-numbing. That was such a great track. Once again, since I heard somebody say possibly that she's a singer from Paramore, or if there's multiple singers, I'm not too sure. I don't have enough knowledge. That's why I'm asking you. And she starts in that regular, softer tone and belts out, and she builds and bolds out as she, moves forward in her arrangements and her singing. But there was a little vibe in there. If there was a little, I don't know why I was feeling Lane Stanley kind of, maybe it was the performance, maybe it was the intimacy of the performance and everything that was happening there. Yes, I know the music was a little low. I'll make sure to pump it up on my export. But what a great track. And I loved the string arrangements. And there was that weird thing that happened in the second verse that made me pause, which was there was this slipping around microtonally, just kind of like there was this dissonance moving around there on purpose, as if to feel like you're, meandering or swinging or something in and out of tune or something like that. Kind of a numbing, loss of oxygen kind of, kind of a thing. It was just, and maybe that was it, right? Kind of dressed like Kurt, right? Sure. No, that Louis, that's perfect. Maybe that, the whole thing, the whole imagery. But I think, Louis, too, is that the intimacy of it being small, and she's using like it looks like she's using an original Rhodes 77 or 73. Forgot what it was called. But funny, though, I'm going to bring this up because it just seems to be this really weird theme since we opened up with a beautiful piano piece, and then we had Liszt, and then we had the other piano piece right after that. Even in this one, about 14 bars, 14 measures into it, there was that one note that was bing, 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 while she was playing very simple little triad shapes or inversions and stuff. And it's so funny because that just seems to be the theme of it. And because I like I said earlier, I kind of dinked around with that on my original track I released a couple of days ago. So but I loved it. That was just a great song, Louis. Just absolutely sick. Thank you so much for bringing that. That is so insane. All right, let's continue on. I'm motoring. Let's go. Next up, we have, haven't seen a hot chick in a diaper lately, or hot chicken in a diaper. We've never quite sussed that out. Hot chick in a diaper, are you here? Please tell me you're here. Are you here hiding somewhere? How are you? What is going on? Good to see you here. I know it's been a moment. Well, that's because I've been pretty inconsistent. That's because I'm old. That's what happens. A lot of things in my life becomes pretty inconsistent. Okay, there's a shot over the bow. Let's see what Hot Chick in a Diaper would like for us to listen to. This is a supergroup who never revealed their identities due to contractual obligations with other labels. The only confirmed member is Jeff Rickley of Thursday, doing vocals. Other people implied to be involved are Daryl Palumbo of Glassshop, Ben Kohler of Converge, and others. Beware of the jump scare, by the way. Okay. Well, let me see. Did Hot Chick in a Diaper jump in really quick? Where's Hot Chick? Say hi. Oh, there you are, alive. All right, Hot Chick in a Diaper. Good to see you here. And always good to listen to your music. Love your drops. Let's see what we got here. This is United Nations, and the name of the song is Say Goodbye to General Figment of the USS Imagination. What a great name for a song. I'm sure it's going to be quite energetic. Here we go. Wow. I can see now SB is putting holes in the plaster. Moshing in the chair. Bruh, I love that. Nothing like a little sax in the middle of the afternoon. I love how this gets into that sneaky detective sound, you know, lurking. Oh, I love this. And that kind of Colosseum delay on the sax. Super big, sounds like a big plate on the drum kits. Nice line right there. It's kind of feeling a little like shoegaze now a little bit, no? Me? Is it me? God, the tones on the guitars, man. Oh, that was great the way that ended. What's really unique about that ending is that it sounded like the delay from the saxophone was pulled back, but what it was, the way that it sounds like to me is while the sax was killing it, you know, and with everything, it was such a great solo through that whole section there. But there are levels, like when you set your delays or you set your post reverbs or your side chain and stuff like that, there are trigger levels that if you're, you know, if you set everything to, let's say, the hardest velocity of whatever your drums, you're playing saxophone or something, and you set your reverbs and delays to be triggered at a certain, you know, level, that when that level is not met, obviously it's less and less of the post delay is going to happen. So it almost sounded like, while the saxophone player was cooking, was kicking off everything, all the sidechain, all the delay or whatever was in that processing, that post-processed. But as the sax player got a little lower and pulled back more and pulled back more and pulled back more, then it got a little more drier and stuff. That sounded really bad, if considering we were talking about sax, right? I'm just saying. But that's what I'm saying. The other thing is how saturated was that track? It almost sounds like they grouped everything. I'm sorry, that's just how I am, guys. They grouped everything, grouped the drums, may have grouped the guitars, the bass and everything, and run them up to zero, whether it's a saturation plug-in or something, because that was some gnarly ass sound. Group sax, oh Jesus. Yeah, I had to release the Kraken, huh? Am I the only one thinking of that? I'm sorry, that's just, my default setting is that way, I'm bad. But how bone-crushing was that track? I was waiting for that jump scare too, Hot Chicken and Diaper. And I think you were talking about probably that when that first 6 bars came in, it was kind of mellow, and then it really hit you, hit gnarly. So it was just as sizzling as can be. And I don't know what the background is of this band. I guess the band's real name is United Nations, no? It was released 4 years ago on YouTube, but it doesn't say here when the release date. Let me see, hang on, let me open it. 2008 was the release date of the album. And I just noticed what the album was, with all the boys on fire crossing the street there in the UK. Anyhow, what a ball slamming. It was, ball slamming, bone crushing, just pounding track. But it had so much class, though. That's the thing. When you hear something like that, it's just pulling every bit of angst out of you that needs to be refried, like a refried bean. They decided to lay into it the sax work. But what was really great about that as well is that they kept a lot of sizzle in the guitar tones that were supporting the sax. Kind of gave me a little bit of a shoegaze vibe as well. I'm on a shoegaze trip right now, so everything's going to sound like shoegaze. Even polishing my shoes sounds like shoegaze. So buy the album down first. Okay, I get you. All right. Some swing music with the group sax. Okay, let me refresh. Let's keep moving on. Next up, we have Lisson's Muse. How are you? Looks like we're going to get a whole different flex on genre here. Hoping with this season and some big breaths, your day gets so much better. Thank you. Much love and hope you enjoy this laid-back track. All right. This is Hoodie and James K, and the name of the song is Scorpio. And I think it was under the genre of electronic. I'm not sure. Let's go. All right. Little sub-pleb bass sound. Chorus on her voice. really doing it for me. Because it almost feels like it doesn't quite fit the arrangement, but it's in the pocket. I mean, there is a key match to it. It's just very unique. Was it me or something funky happened in the loop right there? Loving that ambient sound. So gummy bear. Hypnotic, you know, not in a genre way. I'm just saying it just puts you in a trance, and it's very hypnotic and very, very heady. I'm immobile right now. I'm so chilled out. Those are the hidden gems, the little hidden, you know, one key chord structure. Oh, a little something extra there, just on the way out. It kind of had, you know, for me, it's a track like that. It puts you in like an eye rolling behind your head kind of vibe. I mean, if you're into listening to that music, if you allow it to be present in you, that bass. Actually, you know, it was in the key. It wasn't outside of the box. It was outside of the key, but it was, you know, kind of a descending chromatic. Not even chromatic. It just was such a cool thing, and it almost felt like when I listened, every time that bass line came back in, I felt like I was looking at one of those heart monitors, and it was like bup up, you know, and the quiet, and every time the bup up was bup up, you know, kind of a thing. The voice, very soft, very subtle. Whispery, airy, along with the pad, you know, so this was total just chill out for me. I really felt, I literally, like parts of me were finally letting go of earlier today's energy. And that's the great thing about music. And that's why you guys are bringing this to me. I was really enjoying also a little bit of the conversation you guys were popping off in the chat as well. So yeah, but it was Lassans, it was such a chill track. I'd be afraid to listen to it while driving. I'd probably fall asleep. It's one of those, you gotta have the warning labels on it. Don't listen to this while you're driving, especially at sunset. You know, that'd be poof, only because it has that. It just brings you into that space, so very well. All right, next up is Oranai. Hi, Oranai, how are you? Looks like we got some really cool music, maybe a little rock and roll, maybe a little not. Directed by Jensen Noen and released with the album Breach. It cost $1 million to make. The video ends with a significant and for some emotional conclusion to the story, with the song Intentions playing during the credits. So the band is 21 Pilots. The name of the song is City Walls. This is for Oranai. Good, just in time. After this, you go to sleep, Oranai. Here we go. Let's go. That opening bass line with that fuzz. Oof.
I wanted you to show me
instrument that's holding that pattern.
Square up with me, I can come to you. Tell me when. Pair up with me, I can run on you. In the end, I write a promise in pencil, but my loyalty's in pen. Use a mistake as a crooked stencil, then we trace it back again. From the mainland to the island of violence, it was the same plan for a while. Decided to send me up and rip you out of your seat. You see, in a city with no entrance, there is not a retreat. I'm wondering what you thought would happen, who you thought I would be. Was this a side swipe, or did you picture this in a dream? Buckle down, this is possibly the furthest we've reached. Now move it up, it's a breach.
Yeah, the songs. I was also feeling a little bit of the Mike Shinoda thing early on in the track. But I think it's more like the cadence is similar, that's all. I'm really loving the production, the choice of the tones with all the guitars. This poor guy's getting his ass handed to him. Pattern there is so bizarre.
My smile wraps around my head, splitting it in two.
A super lo-fi piano we pulled to the back. Love that.
I can keep the top half glued. My smile wraps around.
This is badass, this part for sure.
I don't have a clue how I can keep the top half glued.
Techniques in there too that also engineering wise and layering and arrangements, and it is kind of ringing out a little Linkin Park. This right here, excellent score piece. So you're saying that was it? All right. So, first of all, there was, as we were talking about it earlier, Or and I, there was definitely a sense of, I just kind of caught it, gave me a little bit of the Linkin Park vibes. I think it was because of the cadence. That's all it was. Not the music. The music in of itself is very well sculpted in its sound. So it wasn't like traditional guitar sounds and stuff. It's like they really tweaked and made things to sound really extraordinarily unique. Then once again, once the vocals start coming in, or that repetitive style of this is rap, slam poetry kind of vibe. At that point, it's like I said, it gave me that like I said, the Mike Shinoda thing. But what I really loved about it is that in this particular track, I guess, I don't know how long ago this was released. I don't have a detailed thing here to look at, Orenai. Orenai, when was this released? It just sounds like they put in such a focus on making this sound so unique with the guitar tones and stuff. And that opening tone was actually the bass. It didn't dawn on me until I sat back a second and went, what's going on here? Oh, that's the bass. Because when the other two tones came in, it did sound like the guitars, but it's almost like this really unique, squashy, weird, overdriven, oversaturated, canned kind of fuzz sound on it, on the guitars, that in any other world I would have never, thought of using. That's the other great thing about this journey that I've been put on with you guys, is things that I thought, who would ever use this? Or I would have, because in my tastes, I was like, that sound doesn't sound right. Like I'd be, noodling through patches on a, like a guitar outboard gear or something like that. Who would ever? That sounds. And then come to find out, there's a lot of people who did use that for the very reason that it sounded so unique and so weird that it added a different kind of abstract sonic, brushstroke to the track. But actually, at the end of this bit, what I found really was just a little bit of music that was going on when he was handing out all the robes to everybody. Very, very heavy, very score oriented there, but that was a really, really super cool track. And I really enjoyed it. I was drifting. I mean, when I'm saying I'm drifting, I would say I'm not going to sleep. It's like I'm really getting into the music and trying to figure out what's happening in there, or listening to all the other little levels, from engineering all the way up to, tones and stuff. So, well, Oren, thank you so much. You can go to sleep now. What time did you say it was now? 2:17 a.m. your time? I believe you're probably in the UK, no? Or even further, something like that. Let me see here. I am going to be doing DJ Tambor, then I'm going to take a break, and then we're going to pick it up with SB after this. Go to sleep. You only get 5-6 hours of sleep then. Get to bed. DJ Tambor, this is your 40K redeem. You are here for it. After this, just going to take a short break. Actually, I can see the blood going through my bandage on my foot. So I definitely have to change that on my break. Like, you guys really needed to know that, right? TMI. And then I'm going to open up again with the SB when I get back from my little break. DJ Tambor wants us to listen to... let's see here. It's a game OST. YS5. The Arc of Nepotism. No, Nepistim. Is it Nepisht? It's the Arc of How Do You Do. The name of the song is Mighty Obstacle, and the message is, this track is a boss theme that plays in the game and was composed by Wataru Ishibashi. Then the game company had decided to hire a leader of a Japanese band called Terra Rosa, which reigned supreme as a pioneer of Japanese heavy metal during the 1980s and the 90s. And they had him create an album consisting of multiple vocal tracks from the YS series, with one of which was based on this particular boss track fight. Oh, I like backgrounds on that. Gives me a little something to sink my teeth into while I'm listening to it. So this is DJ Tambor's 40,000K redeem. And this one is called Mighty Obstacle from the game OST YS5, the Arc of the Napishtim. Yes, here we go. All right. Boss fight music for sure. Let's go. Pulling hard from the 80s for sure. That vibrato from the 80s, yeah, the vocals. I love the synth work that's happening in the back. The stabby synths. Ooh, the bass is grinding here. Jeez, he's getting up there. I love that harmony on the lead all the way through. I love how they're giving that organ so much love. It kind of reminds me, it has a little bit of a Boston flair. When the band Boston, they really made sure that the organ was, you know, up front and center, you know, or really had a good position. I think we all work on the organ having a good position. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Mark O'Neill, that riff. Smoking that Yngwie neoclassical shreddage. So this was placed on YouTube 9 months ago, but it was composed before that, wasn't it? DJ? Great blend with the synth later on top of the organ. That churchy vibe. Gave it a little bit more of a sigil. Oh, it's a re-upload, okay. Listen to that bass is shredding. Oh, Jordan Rudess just popped in. Sorry, my mouse is getting excited. So many nostalgically great things about this track. Goes everything from as simple as the vibratos in the vocals, the type of arrangements in the vocals, that super shreddy neoclassical Yngwie Mark Bonilla style guitar playing. In the drums, though, there were a couple times in the drums where it had some really, super solid double kick 16ths that were firing off. But the tones, everything about it, it also sounded solid state. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but the amps, like they could have been solid state, but that I don't have that kind of an ear. Just for some reason, it's ringing that. Also, underneath all of that bass was just on fire the whole time. Was obviously staying with the pattern, but was really walking around a lot. Not quite galloping, not quite in a gallop pattern, but it was. And then some of those background vocals, it was that like, I'm like, okay, that I believe people have voices that can hit that and be like that, but that just sounds like vice grip on a left nut. Somebody hit that last screw and just. Kind of like how I felt when my car bogged down on me earlier today. All right, I'm going to take a short break. I got to change the bandage here on my toe, and then I'm going to just make me a quick sandwich. How much do I have left here? Oh, I still have quite a few here. So, but I am going to finish this up here. So if you're here, you're here. I'm going to go through all the donos and finish it up. Don't you worry. Obviously, if it's late at night for you, you want to check on this. I always hit the go button on Twitch, so you can always check on that unless it gets blocked on Twitch, and it gets exported to YouTube, just so you know. And if it's your first time here, the YouTube link will pop through in just a second and everything. So, hey, Michael's in. How are you? All right, guys, so I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. Let me find ourselves something shaka-doobies to listen to here. So give me a second here. I'm going to look up a little something, I don't know, something different to listen to. Well, let's see what I'm going to listen to here. How's about, how about this? This ought to be easy. Let me see. Of course, I didn't listen to it, so who knows what it's going to sound like. Let me pop this on here just for some elevator music. Let me see what it sounds like. Make sure it doesn't sound like doo-doo. Oh, good. Some thunderstorm ambience. Great. Let's see if there's any music on here. Oh, there is a little bit of music. Okay, guys. All right, I'm going to switch over to the hold pattern for a little bit, change the bandage on my foot, get a little sandwich, and I will be right back, probably between 10-15 minutes, though. But outside of that, I will be finishing up all the donos today. So stand by, hang out, relax, get a drink, make a sandwich, roll a fatty, eat a gummy, smoke them if you got them. I'll be back. Be right back.